Hi guys, Coach Nick with Friction CrossFit, and I'm going to break down your workout for the day. Up first, we'll get rolling with our warm-up. So for your warm-up today, you're going to start off with 3 minutes of zone 1 cardio. What that means is you should be able to carry a conversation with someone next to you. That's how easy we're moving, but we're just going to get the blood flowing and get the body a little bit loosened up. So go ahead, you can jog, bike, row, whatever you've got for 3 minutes, just nice, easy pace. After that, we're going to do 3 rounds. You have 5 per arm on a bent row. That can be done with a kettlebell, a dumbbell, or a gallon of water, or gallon jug of water, just depending on what you have at home. If you just have a barbell, you can just do 5 bent rows with that barbell, and we'll cover that here in a second. After that, you have 10 scat push-ups, and then you have 10 Kang squats. So let's go through those 3 movements. As far as the bent row, if you have a dumbbell or a kettlebell or that gallon jug of water, all great options, but we're going to go ahead, pick that up. We're going to go to our hinge position, so you should feel tension in the hamstrings, and from there, arms fully extended, we're going to pull in, tap the rib cage, come back down. So again, we'll do 5 per arm there, and then switch on over, do 5 on the other arm. Otherwise, if you have a barbell, got one right here again. So the way you'll do that is you'll deadlift it up, and then that hinge position, again, load the hamstrings up. We'll let the barbell hang, roll it in, extend back out, hit 5 there. So let me get that out of the way. Good. Those are good to know because those are going to be our alternate movements that we can do during this WOD if we need to do that later. So let's get rolling. The next one is scat push-ups. So for a scat push-up, we're going to go down into that push-up position at the top, and we're just going to pull our shoulder blades in together and then press out. So we'll hit all 10 of those. When we're done with those 10, then we can go to 10 Kang squats. Thing to remember with a Kang squat, it's like a good morning followed by a squat, and then you just reverse that order. So we'll go good morning, swoop down into the bottom of your squat, and then reverse that. So good morning, back up. So again, I'm going to lean forward, hinge. I'm going to swoop the hips down into my bottom of my squat position, and then I'm just going to reverse that. We're going to hit 10 of those total. Go through that 3 times. After that, we're going to do 30 arch rocks and 30 hollow rocks. So as far as that arch rock, we're going to go down into our arch position, legs and arms straight, and we're going back forward. The feet together, legs together, toes are pointed, flip on over. We're on our back in our hollow position, shoulders off the ground, and again, we're rocking back and forth, arms overhead. So hit 30 of those. Good way to warm up the core before we get going into this Metcon. When you're done with the 30 and 30, we have a little bit of mobility. You're going to hit a minute per side in a Samson stretch and a minute per side in a 90-90. And then finally, you're going to finish off with a minute in child's pose. So as far as a Samson stretch, it's a long lunge, knees on the ground, really push the hips forward. And we're going to take those arms overhead, and we're just going to press them up. You can interlock the hands and just stretch everything out. So again, we'll take a minute there on both sides, and then you have a 90-90 doorway. So if I had a doorway here, my wall's here, my arm, it's 90 degrees at the shoulder and at the elbow. I'm going to put that on the frame. I'm going to lean in and really stretch that whole area out, pulling the arm back, stretching my shoulder. And then from there, guys, we have a minute in child's pose. So for child's pose, we're down on our knees, kind of sink back with the hips, and then we're just going to press those arms out overhead. While you do that, you're really trying to push your hips back, extend your arms forward, lengthen that entire back region out. And that's going to conclude our warm-up, guys. Make sure you get all those stretches in. It's always good things to hit. There's a reason we program them. We want to work on that mobility and make sure we're loose and good before we start our WOD. So as far as today's WOD, it's a fun benchmark one. This is Cindy. I'm sure most of you that have been, at least if you've been doing CrossFit for a little bit, are familiar with this workout. This is a fun gymnastics one. You know, it's all bodyweight movement. It's a 20-minute AMRAP, so you're trying to get as many rounds and reps as you can in 20 minutes. And the movements are 5 pull-ups followed by 10 push-ups and then 15 air squats. Most of you that have probably done that, there's a few options you can go about this, and we're going to cover all that here in a second. Normal standards on pull-ups, fully locked out at the bottom, get the chin over that bar. If you've got a nice setup that you can do butterfly or kipping, you are more than welcome to. If you've got just the pull-up bar using a door frame, I would recommend just doing strict pull-ups. That is a variation of Cindy. It's strict Cindy. That's a good challenge too, especially if you're looking just to tackle this a different way than you've done before. As far as the other movements, normal standards there in a push-up. Arms, elbows, we want to stay into the side. We want our chest and thighs to touch the ground, and we want full lockout at the top. So in that push-up position, we're going to lean forward all the way down, chest and thighs touch the ground, lockout at the top, and repeat. Get all 10 of those. Air squats, all of our standards apply there. Feet shoulder width. Keep the chest up, and then as I squat down, I want to push my hips backwards and downward. So I'm not just going straight down. I'm actually reaching back with my hips, keeping my chest up, making sure I break just below parallel on my legs there. So that is that workout. Now let's talk about some variations. You can do jumping pull-ups if your pull-up bar is stable enough for that. You can also do box push-ups. So if I had a box, just to go more of a lifestyle approach to this, I've got my chair here, same standards though. I'm set up in a push-up, I'm coming forward, I'm tapping my chest, and I'm pressing out. And then I can squat to a target as well. So if I have my chair, again, all mechanics still apply the same. I'm just reaching back, I'm going to tap that chair, and I'm going to pop right back up. Just don't lose your tension in the bottom when you tap. You're not actually seating down. We want to keep tension that whole time, so you're just going to hit that seat, pop right back up. And then we covered all the variations, so that's how we're going to scale. Now, if you don't have a pull-up bar, then what we did in the warm-up is what we're going to substitute in for that pulling motion. So you can either do 5 per arm on that bent row. If you have a dumbbell, a kettlebell, we talked about that gallon jug of water, great options. You're going to hit all 5 on one arm, then all 5 on the other, and that's going to be your substitute for pull-ups. Otherwise, if you have a barbell, you can do just 5 barbell bent rows, and load that weight up to whatever you're comfortable with. You can make it a little challenging, but you're looking to at least through the first half of this workout to be able to go unbroken on those movements. Specifically, if you've done Sydney before, you know what this should feel like, you know what kind of rounds you've been doing, but it shouldn't be something that you can only do one at a time. You need to be able to rep some off, specifically probably for the first 5 or 6 times through this. Once you're done there, if you don't have a barbell, you don't have anything you can pull, a gallon jug, just something with weight at home, if you're really stuck and just can't figure anything out, then I just want you to substitute your pull-ups with 5 sit-ups. That way this is going to be a very fast workout. The movements are all body weight, and your goal is just to stay moving for 20 minutes. Try not to rest, and just keep powering through on this one. And then finally, guys, today's rent is going to be a minute per side. You have a pec smash and a tricep smash. So if you have a lacrosse ball, a softball, or just some kind of ball, small. Ange talked about a frozen water balloon. Those work out really well too. But you're going to hit that pec area, so just lean into the wall, roll that out. You can also lay on the floor and do that. And then finally is your triceps, so that back side of your arm. You can prop that up on a table with the ball underneath, roll that area out. That's a great option there. And then just hit some of those areas. You can also stretch those out as well, just to loosen those up. We are going to use those a lot for the workout, so that's why I want to pay attention to them afterwards as well. Other than that, guys, that's all I have. It's fun that we can tackle a benchmark workout while at home. So go get after this one, have fun with it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.